Hello, Ynabbers. My name is Jesse Meekham, and this is podcast number 381 for Ynab, where we teach you 4 rules to help you stop living paycheck to paycheck, get out of debt, and save more money. What is the ideal budget? Think to yourself, what would the ideal budget look like? How much is spent on housing? How much is spent on clothing? How much is spent on entertainment and frivolity? How much is spent on needs? We are often asked to share data by users. We would never share data with anyone but users. I've ever mentioned that before on the pod. We don't sell data. We would never sell your data. We make money. The only way we make money is that you guys pay us for software. And that way, when you pay us, I'm paying Ynab. Here's my money. There it goes. I'm not becoming a data product. I'm not becoming an advertising target. This is just me transacting very clearly out in the open. Here's my money. Give me the software. That is how we make our money. We teach for free. Keep the lights on with the software. We do not sell your data. No one's asked me recently if we do. It just came up because of the whole what I just mentioned about data sharing. I would love at some point to have Ynabbers be able to compare against anonymous data and say, hey, how am I stacking up and determine that and maybe find motivation in it. Although it's a slippery slope because it can also mean that you are beating yourself up over something that you shouldn't. So it's a two-edged sword. It's a little bit of like a keeping up with the Joneses with an idealistic flavor, and I think even that could potentially get out of hand. All that to say, if you could find out the ideal budget, maybe that'd be pretty interesting, but I think it would be worthless because I don't know, there is no ideal. That would be like me telling you the ideal parent does this. And you're like, well, what about the kid? Doesn't the kid, like this unique kid, have anything to do with it? Or I would say, oh, well, the ideal book is, the ideal movie is, the ideal man, the ideal woman. I mean, how do we even get started with that? It's completely unique. It's totally dependent on your own preferences and how you want to run things. So I would encourage you to spend maybe a little less time asking yourself if you should be spending this much on groceries or you should be going to Disneyland for vacation or whatever. Have you noticed that when people say they went to Disneyland that everyone else all of a sudden feels like they should also go? It's brilliant on Disney's part. I don't know how they do that. But they're like, well, why are you here? It's hot. It's 100 degrees outside. Your kids are all screaming in the strollers. And you're trying to tell them they're supposed to have fun on this oversized bug car. What's the deal? And you're like, well, no, we just feel like we should come here, and pay a ton of money to stand in line for 2 hours to ride inside an elephant with large ears. So that somehow that all works really well and is quite profitable from what I understand. The ideal budget, don't worry about it. It's ideal when you say, that feels ideal, and you're looking at your own budget. Then we're dealing with an ideal budget. We have thousands and thousands and thousands and thousands of Ynabbers, and that means we have thousands and thousands and thousands and thousands of ideal budgets. The ideal budget is you're following the 4 rules. You're giving every dollar a job. You're embracing your true expenses. You're not sticking your head in the sand when you realize that the roof will need to be repaired. You're also rolling with the punches when life happens. You're adjusting. You're making halftime adjustments. You're being a grandmaster of chess. And then finally, you're aging your money. You're stepping away from that paycheck to paycheck cycle. You're living on money you earned last month. That's an ideal budget. And cherry on top, if you're sharing your finances, you're doing that with your spouse. Until next time, follow Ynab's 4 rules and you will win financially. You've never budgeted like this. Hey everyone, did you know that You Need a Budget is a book too? If you're looking for a wealth of inspiring success stories and guidance about how to use Ynab's 4 rules to make your money work for you, it's a must read. Pick up your copy at ynab.com/book.